Okay. All right, got all the announcement stuff done. I should have like a starting soon overlay, but not now. Not yet, not now. Ah, delicious, life-giving coffee. All right. What I've been working on lately is experimenting with generative AI and code reviews for automated tests. Let me continue to work on that today, trying to prep for a bigger live stream and video that actually walks through everything and then will pit or grade Amazon Q against Copilot and anything else that I decide to throw in the mix. So far, these are the two that are working best in my IDE. I may try Cursor as well. I think I have Cursor installed on this machine, or if I don't, I can always go install it. And just see who does better. And really just for the sake of informing anyone that wants to try this out, which they probably will have the best luck with. But my suggestion has been so far to, whoopsies. My suggestion so far has been to use anything, any of the free tools you can get your hands on, or if you want to spend some money, try things out. Things are really good, but there's a lot of really good stuff for free. We'll say free in quotes because you're selling your data and you're giving them tons of training data and things like that. It's inevitable. It's just like with anything else like Google or any of those platforms. You're giving up a lot of your data to use things that they can pay for stuff. Because otherwise it would be silly to expect it to actually completely be free. But the main thing I'll work on today is continuing to make my code standards or rules document better. I know that there's a way to like do this officially. And again, I think that's mostly with paid tools. Here we're using the free version or add-on for Amazon Q and the free Copilot add-on that goes in the VS Code IDE. So we're trying to go cheap. Those people just want to toy around with it, see if they get good results. I've been getting really, really interesting results. As I've already said in other streams, there's one that's doing better than the other. I'm hoping that changes. It could be a prompting thing where maybe this document that I'm writing needs to change, possibly to be better suited for generative AI. It's possible that I'm writing this too much in a way that's consumable by a human, or maybe in a way that just doesn't make sense. But yeah, what I wanted to do today is really focus on improving this document, maybe run the experiment a few more times. Another thing, if anyone is watching this later and they're new to this, I have within this repository, which I still need to commit to source. I keep saying that every stream because I'm just been, I don't know, just trying to find the time to do that when I want to work on this and then the day job. But what's in this example.spec.ts file is a set of tests purposely written poorly that violate the standards in our code standards document. So if you look at these tests, you should be unimpressed or should be horrified, or maybe just it's really obvious that they're bad. But to some people, they may come in here and think that I wrote these tests in earnest to write good tests or write tests well, and I did not. The whole point of these tests is that they're terrible, or they're poor, or maybe not terrible. They violate some of our rules, or as many rules as possible from our code standards document, which is in Markdown format. It started out in an Obsidian notebook, because I do use Obsidian, which you can see right here. I'm a big fan of Obsidian. I've been toying with a lot of different things. I actually have an idea to use Obsidian for test case management for an org, and then publish those test cases to like some sort of lightweight web framework where you could search them. And that way it would give a team a cheap way to store and maintain test cases. And you could have your manual test cases live with your automated tests if all your test cases were just .md files, right? Or a big .md file or something. So I'm going to be, there's something as well, spoiling that, and someone may do it before me, which is fine. Because I still want to do an experiment with it and see what's the best way to do that. But yeah, today I really want, well, I had a little time. I'm going to focus on making this doc better and just kind of hang out. And if anyone pops in, we're going to maybe have a good discussion about generative AI and testing, because I have strong opinions and lots of people have strong opinions about it. Let me get some water. And if you see me bob around, I am at a standing desk. So it's like I have a lot of freedom of movement. And I try not to make it too distracting, but sometimes it's hard. You just get in the zone. So one of the things that I want to admit, I used ChatGPT to summarize some of these sources, and it did a poor job. So that's where we're going in by hand now and pulling out the best parts. I shouldn't say it did a poor job. I'll say that it wasn't as precise and complete. So it did a fairly good job summarizing these first few, and then it kind of fell off with the use web first assertions. It kind of fell flat there. What I mean by that is in this Playwright best practices document, and we'll open. Actually, can I just click through that here? Can't I do that from this point? Oh, I gotta look at the markdown, the actual preview version, which I think this auto. Let me see if this auto updates. So this is in the preview version of this document. Yeah, okay, it is like auto updating. So we'll click through. We'll take a look. And I need to get better about using Pop! OS as like workspaces, because I know then I would be able to just bounce back between things. And I feel super judged by the Primeagen in his Lex Fridman interview, and he's talking about mastering your tools, and I'm totally not mastering my tools. In fact, I think I see that my webcam is actually kind of goofy right now. Yeah, I see a little goofiness. I wonder if I can fix that right now, because no one's watching anyway. Let's see, where's the actual... Okay, we're gonna fix this live. Is that... No, it's not gonna behave. Come here, you silly thing. No, it doesn't let me move it. That's interesting. Because I'm afraid if I nudge it even the slightest bit... What if we unlock both? We're fixing this live. Nope, it is still being a stubborn little stinker. I know if I... Yep, and that's that big shifty shift. And now it's not going to match my other scene. It's okay. Let me see. Yeah, that fixed the problem. I'm not going to mess with it, though. Because I switched... My other scene is just doesn't have my alerts and things like that, or chat or anything. So, looking at this best practices document, if we go down to use web first assertions. So this is something, to be honest, I think I could be better at. Full disclosure, Playwright's actually new to me. I'm trying to get better at it because I know it is growing in usage. I wouldn't consider myself a Playwright expert. I'm more of a Cypress.io expert. So there are some things about Playwright that I'm still learning about, trying to get better at. Oh, okay. So going through this, assertions are a way to verify that the expected result and the actual result matched or not. Yeah, that's what an assertion is. By using web first assertions. Let's define that. Let's find out. Did we lose the... See, I don't want to be taken away from this page at the Doisby. Okay. So are they going to explain web first assertions? Soft assertions, we do have some in our documentation about soft asserts, which I am a fan of using soft asserts during your interstitial asserts within the test, and then having a hard assert at the end that terminates the test, or even if you have it. Yeah, so they sent me here as if this was going to be some profound... So what's the difference? It looks like you're still using Playwright. I guess that's what we need to understand, or we don't need to understand, because we're going to let generative AI understand it and give it the code example, right? Let's see, using web first assertions. Sorry, my boy slopped lunch. Oh, man, jalapeno cheese. I made a grilled cheese with chicken and hot sriracha, hot sauce. With sriracha, hot sauce, and mayonnaise, and it's really not agreeing. This is really not agreeing with me. As you can see, I'm on Linux, so you're gonna see I'm on Pop! OS specifically. You're gonna see lots of little, graphical tearing as I actually start to like dare to click somewhere else. I love Pop! OS, but there are times that it is quite silly. It is a silly operating system. So, okay. Web first assertions, Playwright will wait until the expected condition is met. Okay, so it's like implicit waiting. All right. Yeah, it really doesn't. If I move that mouse, at least on my end, it looks really cookie crazy. So I'm sorry if it's driving you, if it's looking like it is on my end. I just updated Pop as well. So, oh, excuse me. It could be something to do with the update. So, because yeah, that seems worse. Is it just because I'm not full screen? Is that why it's cranky? Here, does this make you happier? This actually does seem to make you happier. It just didn't like the fact that I wasn't full screen. Fine, we'll full screen it. We'll do it live. We'll minimize and bring it back up when we need to switch between docks. Okay, Pop! OS, you win. Okay, so let's focus. So, using web-first assertions, Playwright will wait until the expected condition is met. For example, when testing an alert message, a test would click a button that makes a message appear, okay, and check that the alert message is there. If the alert message takes a half a second to appear, assertions such as to be visible will wait and retry if needed. So what's the difference here? Oh, so is it the 2B? Is that the big difference here? Because here we're expecting... Will this check... I guess I wish I could understand better, like, the big difference here. Like, will this check that it does it once? Like, it'll wait for that element to exist, right? So it'll wait, get by text welcome. So it'll wait for that element based on its text. I guess I'm kind of not smart. I'm looking at this and thinking like, well, what's the difference? I understand the wait is here. I try to remember who it was, just brilliantly, this idea that we're forcing an asynchronous framework, as in Playwright and TypeScript, to be synchronous by just putting awaits everywhere. It's funny, we have this asynchronous framework that we really don't. We kind of force it to be very asynchronous. So yeah, we await this expectation. So this idea that the asynchronous part is the assertion, as in we're asserting, we're gonna wait on this assertion, and it's gonna wait. We're kind of wrapping our get of that element, checking visibility, and then checking for truthness. Where I think I get why this is better. Again, it makes me feel like a big dummy. Like, well, yeah, of course. But I think I understand why this is better. This is sort of like pending on this. This is sort of like pulling on this assertion. This is going to pull on existence and then just check right away that it's visible. And if it's true, and this assertion is going to fail. So we'll figure out a good way to put that in our document. Next is don't use manual assertions. Manual assertions are not awaiting the expect. Isn't that kind of what they're just showing us now? So we don't want to do expect. So this is really good, because what we can do is we can put the bad version of this in our tests once we put the rule in. We just have to figure out a way to phrase it properly in our document where it makes sense and it's consumable by generative AI to help it understand what we're trying to do. That's what we gotta do. I'm telling you. Okay. So, how would we phrase this? I mean, we could copy pasta and just change it. So how do we want to say this? Use web first assertions. Well, what I would like is a very specific definition to give the generative AI. Like, I want something. Oh my gosh, light mode. Mine eyes. Assertions are a way to verify the expected result and the actual result. Okay, yeah, you're literally just pulling from the documents. By using web first assertions, Playwright will wait until the expected condition is met. Like, I understand. I want like a definition. I don't want to just, and I really need this to be in is there a way to get this to be in dark mode? Because good golly, my retinas. Yeah, I want to have like a definition to give to the player assertions are a set of built-in functions that includes expect function provided by the playwright testing for work. That's not a good definition. You're doing a bad job. So web first assertions return promises. Okay, that might help me because we're not asserting on the promise. Right, like this is kind of like asserting, if that makes sense. This is like asserting on the promise. This is awaiting a promise from the assertion. I think that's it. I think I'm I think I'm learning right now. It's terrifying. And my brain's having to actually work, I think I'm learning. So I think I understand that. So it's because again, this is asynchronous. We're awaiting. So we're awaiting a promise. We're forcing an asynchronous API to wait to return something to us. We're going to hold up, say, hold on a minute. We're going to await, and I want you to return. I'm going to wait on this expectation, and eventually it'll time out. Yeah, because Playwright will wait until the expected condition is met. Instead, that second one, we're awaiting the get of the element. Right? Eventually this is just gonna go, I don't know. I feel like a much smarter engineer would understand this better. Golly, my eyes. Maybe if I logged in, it would not do this to me. Oh my gosh. Google in dark mode. Is there any more? This is horrible. Do I have to log in to get this in dark mode? This is bad. Oh, this is Firefox. Is that why? Hold on. Hold the ticket here. Hold the phone. Let's test something. Yeah. Ooh. Oh my gosh. That's why our retinas were being burned out of our skull. Gee willikers. It's like my eyes. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, why is this burning my eyes? And I'm not used to it. And it's because when I open that, there's some goofiness with Pop! OS 2. Changing your default browser is not as simple as you would think. And I've just, again, been kind of unwilling to do the work to change it. Okay, so, I mean, do we need this definition? Because that's what I'm trying to get at here. I'm trying to get like a clear cut. I'm trying to give like a clear-cut example of what's good and what's bad. It's really just this idea that we don't have to tell it what an assertion is. And then we'll subheading with don't use manual assertions, which are kind of the same thing, that are not awaiting the expect. Right, I think that's kind of the whole point of this, is that don't expect, and we'll try to give some code examples with this one. Okay. I feel like, all right, we're gonna kind of copy pasta this first part, and oh my gosh, my keyboard. And we need an example of that, don't we? Let's see, how are we doing code examples? Yeah. So we're going to copy pasta this part. We want to give it an example, and we're going to steal their examples for now. We can change this. Just for now, we're kind of boilerplating this out. So we want to give it like the good version, or we can give it both, like, we'll say correct, incorrect. That might confuse it. Honestly, you'd be surprised at what will confuse will confuse generative and confuse as a. There we go. Okay, we're just stealing their example, but we're including it because it might make things a little smoother. And I'm not sure if it understands, like when we give an example of something, does it understand it relates to that? Because here, what if it's weird as it sounds, the indenting is going to matter for the generative AI to sort of absorb and consume what we're saying. Use web first assertions. So again, we can wait. I thought this one was correct and that was incorrect. Am I thumbs up, thumbs down dyslexic? Oh, I'll play right. Yeah, the first example was. I'm kind of the type of person, I want the incorrect example first. I don't know why. I'm going to assume generative AI is as well. And if I look down at my keyboard, I know how to type. I know how to type, I swear. What's happening is, I think I closed my chat, darn it. Here it goes. My problem is I switch between OS X for my day job and then Pop! OS. So it's really down to the control command problem. And I use the same keyboard. I have a keyboard switcher thing. Well, like hardware switcher thing. So that my monitors, everything just switches. I dock my MacBooks and then I have my desktop here and they all run off the same stuff. Same webcams, microphone, everything. Maybe someday if it's some weird interest to somebody, I can show how my goofy setup works. I have a little controller for it and everything. But I can kind of switch between, everything's just connected and then I hit the little switcher and I can switch. And so when you switch back to Pop! OS, everything is control. Control C, Control V, Control Z. And then obviously when you're on OS X, it's command. But what I've thought of doing, and I started to do it, I did it for screenshots, is switching Pop! OS to all Mac commands because I spend most of my time on a Mac during work. And so I'm thinking about bending to Apple's whims and switching all my commands. All right, let's take a look at the preview. So now it's incorrectly assuming, I think my markup's just bad. What did I do to goof that up? Is it because of the comments? Like, why does it think? Is it because it's multi-line? No, because this one's a multi-line. It's totally happy, hunky-dory. Why doesn't it like this? Interesting. Is it because of the line it's on? Is it indentation? Interesting. Man. So maybe we'll do something like this. We'll just put the sources underneath its section. I just want to be consistent so I'm not confusing the Gen AI. Like, I don't want to be purposely confusing. I want to have like a somewhat consistent formatting so that it's not. This one I'll leave in place because it's on a line. And if for some reason Andy's watching this, yes, I am feeding generative AI one of your blog posts about arrange act assert. So congrats. Yeah, and shout out to Automation Panda. Andy seems like a sincerely kind and helpful person, someone that wants to increase the craft. Let's see how it likes that. It likes that a lot better. It looks better. Because also, I just don't want this document to be ugly. I want it to be. If you use web first, So we want to be more declarative here. We kind of want to follow this model. Like we're being more declarative, like ensure each test run, and we're saying like prefer. Here we're like if we don't want to put a seed of doubt. Maybe we'll be, yeah, we're being a little more, we're really being a little more strict because I don't want to leave any room for interpretation. Use web first assertions as seen below. Maybe I don't need to say as seen below. I don't know. I am definitely overthinking. So the playwright will wait until the expected condition is met. So we showed our incorrect example. We're kind of like being a little redundant. Is there a different way to say that? I mean, we could say something like await the assertion so that it awaits the expected condition instead of awaiting the expect instead of not. Let me say this. That's putting the await is inside the expect rather than before it. When using the test won't wait a single second. Yeah, so that's what we were saying. It will just check the locators there and return immediately, which we don't want. Use first. Maybe we could say this. We could say don't use manual assertions. Instead, use. Here, I'm gonna move this over here. Don't use assertions, but instead use. But instead use. We'll wait until the expected condition is met. I have a feeling I've done this before, like incorrectly. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna pretend that I know what I'm doing. Okay, no, I like this though. I think this is more explicit, and this also gives us something new to put in our bad tests on purpose. So we can do that. We could purposely put more bad stuff like this. So we'll want to purposely assert this way, where we wrap the await, the asynchronous part, in the expect. We want to write something like this. Do we need it to be valid? Technically, no. Are we asserting anywhere already? We are, and we are doing it incorrectly already. Sweet. We're already violating this rule. Wait, no. Await, expect. Okay, hold on. We can rewrite this. We can rewrite this to be worse. So, okay. Yeah. Like that. Wait, why is it cranky? Are you sure? Get by text. It claims it has no... And the thing is, these tests don't even have to run. That's kind of the beauty of this. They don't even have to run. But I want to see any more assertions. Any more assertions, we can do that too. I think there's one that was in our dialogue. It's like the only place we're doing an assertion, which again is by design to see if it'll catch the fact that we don't put assertions in our test. Though we wanted to put a hard assertion, yeah, right here. We purposely put a hard assertion mid-test. Can we make this worse though? Can we go Wait, let's let it cook. That makes it worse. We don't use a helmet, so we don't need to do this. Anyways. Okay. Amazon Q. It's like, this is wrong, please help me. We have explicit, or what would we call this? This is fixed weighting. We have fixed weighting in our test, which you'll see here, which is no. No fixed weight. Incorrect. Do not do fixed weighting. Naughty, naughty. I am curious. Complete squirrel side tangent. Would LinkedIn let me restream there too? Can I do that? Just kind of curious. Probably not. I probably have to pay for premium. Be my guess. But what if I did? What if I tried to... I don't know. I shouldn't mess with this now. I shouldn't be squirreling. If I squirrel, it'll goof me up. Okay. Excellent speed. I have the need for speed. Have you measured the results yet? Hold on. How do you spell serendipitously? Serendipitously. Serendipitously. That's what I'm working on. I'm gonna leave it as it is. Yeah, serendipitously is what I'm working on. No, do not turn off. Okay, there we go. I just had to respond to a message, and I try not to call it tweets. And a message on X. A message on X. Okay. Okay, dokie. You know what we could do? Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. There's the Earth. Wrong. I think that's everything from... We've got some of it in our code now. Any other assertions we can mangle? I keep saying that await has no effect, and is it just await expect page await page is visible to be true? Would that be better? We really want it to look like the really bad mangled one. Where is that assertion again? This one. Oh, yeah. It needs to be worse. It can be worse. We really want it to... Okay. I'm going to copy pasta just so I have the example. Again, I know how to type. Because we kind of want... I'm going to rewrite it next line. Expect... await page... yes. Then we want the element no is visible. Yes. I'm teaching Gen AI to make terrible code. This is what scares me. It scares me that like this is the training data. What if you're purposely, like me, purposely writing really bad tests? Is this gonna... I guess not enough people are doing this. But if you were purposely, like a bunch of people were to purposely write a lot of really bad code, Is this gonna like totally jack up their test data? Okay, so there's another one though we want to do. Where is our other assertion? There's this one. We can screw this one up too, can't we? We would do await. Can we rewrite that one? Where's the other one it complained about though? This one, complain. Complain is a harsh way to put it, isn't it? I'm gonna start getting good at writing these wrong, which is a little scary. Okay. Turing complete. So we want this page locator, and hopefully it gets my gist. It doesn't get my gist. Okay, we'll write it by hand. Oh my gosh, now we're doing it wrong still. No, we're right. We're good. You're gonna make me write this by hand. Okay, I'm gonna copy paste it. I think I confused it. It's like I don't understand what you're doing. Help. Because we gotta check. We gotta do this. We gotta do because this is gonna return some goofy. This is goofy. It's funny. He's writing it wrong is helping me understand why it's wrong. Because I'm having to like piece this bizarre. And again, I may have done this before. I honestly don't remember. It's very, very likely. But I love how bad this is. It's so bad. It's like yeah, I love this. I love how bad this is. And again, it's going to be exciting to see if it catches it. I love this stuff. I love to see when it actually catches those things. So we got these hard timeouts. Let's mangle our other assertion. And this is again to like have a hard assertion to kind of screw up. So how would we do this? We do expect. Can we do like this? Can we do it like this? No, it's getting mad. Could we get just the title of the page and then expect it to I want to make this so goofy. Okay, so that doesn't matter. It doesn't care about the await there. I'm trying to we're getting the page title. So do we how would we make this worse? Sure. Tabbing. Science and industry. Okay. It's not as terrible as I want it to be, but it should be terrible enough to hopefully... Now, do you think when I'm doing this that I shouldn't anthropomorphize? Does the generative AI know what I'm doing? Okay, I'm pretty happy with this. Now. Let me see. Okay, boom. Use web first assertions. Do we miss anything else from this doc? Let's pull it over here so that y'all can see it. Y'all. So we got those web first assertions. We're kind of baking in manual assertions because I feel like they're kind of saying the same thing twice. Maybe again, me being not as configure debugging. That's kind of more of a logistical. That's outside of the code. It's not really a code standard. Debugging on CI, not really a code standard. Something we put in a code doc. Use Playwright's tooling. Test across all browsers now. We'd have to show it our Playwright config and it could yell at us, but that seems really it doesn't really fit the intention of what I'm trying to do. Keep your Playwright dependency up to date, run tests on CI, lint your tests, which I think is a good idea, but again, it's kind of outside the bounds of a code standards document. Parallelism and sharding, also outside of productivity tips. I like the soft assertions, but we kind of already talk about them. We kind of already talk about them lower in the doc in like my I mean, it's technically part of their best practices. Is there a way to make this a little cleaner? All tests must contain assertions. Each test must contain at least one hard assertion. Assertions between actions should be soft assertions, and I give an example of that. Here's a soft assertion. That might be good enough. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm happy with this. The other thing I need to get done is the README. So again, the goal here is that someone could pull this repository down and kind of run this experiment and have a little guidance, and they don't have to write the bad tests. They get a walk, literally line by line walkthrough of how to do this. Is the goal. I plan to write a blog post that's basically going to be these steps with a little bit of flavor. And, well, it's really going to be like the video ultimately that I'm going to do, where I actually do this, where I actually go through and I'm going to score them, which I need to. That's the thing too I could work on if I've got time, which I'm not wearing my watch, my Casio watch. Shame upon shame. Is we can work out a scoring system. That's another thing I want to work on. I kind of feel like I'm good now for the standards doc and the tests. I baked in a lot of garbage, like really bad test names, like card functionality. I'm not using consts. I'm reusing my tests. This is one I really want to see. I have a feeling Amazon Q will actually catch this. Is I'm reusing credentials from one test and another test that get created. Because where are we doing this? Yeah, we're creating, and I purposely named this function as poorly as possible. It's like our email. This is really a random email, and I'm returning it. You know, could we make this? I want to catch some more bad stuff. Should we make that a let? Or maybe a var? Like, let's be real wacky. Should we make that a var? What's going to be worse? Like, what breaks the standards here? I'm trying to figure out how to do this really poorly. We could do return type of any. Purposely do that badly. Should we do that? Instead of being nice, and my habit was to strictly type it, but no, we're going to do any. You can return whatever you want. So purposely do that wrong and see if it catches it. I don't know if we're asking too much, but that should be string. We want to be explicit in TypeScript. It's like the whole point. Well, not the whole point, but one of the points of using TypeScript is to be more explicit about our types. But, okay. I'm just looking for anything else I can make bad. We make a random string. Should we make the like, we can do that too. We can do like, yeah. Yes. Then we're gonna return that email. Oh no, let's make this bad. We'll call this value. Rename symbol, sorry. We want to give it a bad name. So this returns our random email. Then in this sign up test, we store that random email and we reuse it to log in, which creates a dependency on the previous test. In fact, I don't think this would ever work. They have to be run together now, which is perfect. That's what you want. I'm not sure if either of the generative AI is actually capable of catching that. It'll be interesting to see if I feed the rules doc into this. I'm kind of thinking about doing a test run with Copilot again and see if it's capable of doing this. Or it would give me a chance to try this with Q again and keep track of the actual steps. Because again, I want this to be as easy for someone to follow. Okay. Yes, we've got our directions. You know, you have to use VS Code ID. Sorry. File open folder. We're going to open this project repo in the Explorer. Expand test directory and open the example spec doc. Click on the Copilot icon next to the search bar. Hopefully that's not confusing, but that's up there. To toggle, Copilot chat should open up. Current file should show as example.spec. In chat, prompt Copilot to review the code using the standards described in the code standards.md file. And I give an example prompt, but feel free to change that. So to do Amazon Q, sadly, what is this area called? What is it called? Is it the menu bar or is it, yeah, right? No, it's not. Oh gosh, and now I can't see anything. It's the sidebar, isn't it? Appearance, status bar. It's not the status bar. I want to make sure primary sidebar. So that's interesting. I want to make sure I'm using the correct terminology. It's not the status bar. But we will leave status bar up, which I think status bar at the bottom. Yeah. And the status bar is a good place actually to go and start Amazon Q if you want. It's down here as well. You can start Amazon Q over here in this bar that I don't know what it's called, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. So I use the correct terminology. Center, tab bar. Is that considered the tab bar? No, tab bar is up top. Doi. Full screen, centered layout. I just want to know what this area is called. That has all this stuff. What is that called? Let's go to Google. Wait, not on here though, for sure. Because I like my eyes to work. I don't want my retinas burned out of my skull. We just open up, whoopsies. Just open up a search. Yeah, I mean, we're going to be really explicit about primary sidebar. Whoa, which can be moved to the right or left of the workbench. Explorer, search, source control. Yeah, primary sidebar. Okay. So, that's what we know. It's the primary sidebar. Click on the Amazon Q icon on the primary sidebar. Hopefully, we could have the icon. So, yep, we want them to click on that. Should open the chat. Hi, I'm Amazon Q. I'm your friend. We could be more, again, explicit here. We can say Amazon Q chat should open. Should open. Okay. Then ask a question. Use that to add context for quick actions. In chat, prompt Amazon. That Q is separate from, again, wanting to be consistent for the sake of making this a really awesome. I'm hoping that someone pulls this repo down and gets super excited about generative AI in code review. And I want them to follow this and just feel like it's a dummy proof, because I am a dummy. I need stuff like this. I need it to be absolutely dumb proof. That's often my joke. My internal joke is like, explain this to me. What's the Michael Scott joke? Like, explain this to me like I'm like a child. Prompt to review the code using the standards described the code. And we'll do an example prompt here as well. Well, we could have one example prompt for both. We could see, let's see what happens. Well, no, you're going to have to, because it's not looking at that file. Unlike Copilot, that's not like it doesn't consider that like the current file right now, as far as I can tell. And is it because I'm not looking at the file? So we may want to be more explicit. We could say review the code in example.spec.ts based on the standards described in the code standards.md file in the project folder. Okay. Yeah, let's try it and see if it's good directions. And we'll put a period on the end to be consistent. Okay. We're going to cut. Whoa, can we... Wait. Show action. Can I modify using Copilot? No, that'd be so cool if I could be like, feed this prompt. Prompting time. No, oh gosh. Whoops. Again, I'm like afraid to view the code and example spec based on the standards described in the code standards MD file in the project folder. Let's see what happens. And we'll save really quick. Because it's thinking really hard. You do actually. Okay, so we're gonna have to change the directions. Share the contents. How would I do that? Do I... Okay. So we have to give it... There's going to be like sub-steps here. Can you use a PC or do I use dot? We'll find out how that ends up looking. I'm not as good with markdown format. So I think we have to hit at. Okay, cool. So we give it this. Oh, cool beans. Okay. Is there a way? Hold on. I feel like it's a little clunkier. How do I do this like in line? But I want to do it based on a document. Okay, this is how we learn. Ooh, you can save prompts? I'm learning new things. So, okay. So at... files. Right? Files. Click on files. Come on, you. Files. Click add a file to context. Okay. Doing the thing and writing the directions are always way harder. So click on it. Then you want to click on this is where Copilot has an advantage because this is goofy. I feel like this was easier. Is it because I went into chat from... I don't know. We'll do it this way because it's more explicit in it. Okay, then... Files. Add a file to context. Yep. That's interesting. Why did it do that? Oh boy. We'll do it one more time. Oh, I think we've broken it. Okay. Weird. Okay. Oh, so that's kind of like it's kind of like in bash or term. It remembers what you asked it for. Interesting. Oh, you just do an @ symbol? That would be way easier. Can we do that? Yes, sweet. Okay, that'll be way easier. We're learning, Peter. So would we do this? Would this command work? Or prompt? Let's try this one. Will this work for us? Waiting. I still. Oh, Amazon, you do better code reviews, but you're a stinker to use. Okay, fine. We will do this the most painful, most difficult way. I'm trying to share them with you. So it knows what that file is, but maybe only because I've pointed it out before. Okay, so I'm just gonna have them start entering this. See, that's what's weird. Maybe we'll do this. We'll do... So I'll warn them, yeah, avoid pasting. So you have to type this out. I don't need to explain. Type out this prompt and avoid pasting. How do you do exclamation? How do you do exclamation in Markdown? How do you highlight it? I don't know what I'm doing. We're gonna go. I'm such a fraud. Okay, yeah. Gosh, I knew that. What am I? I work in. Oh my gosh, my mic's peaking. Yeah, duh. I work in Obsidian all the time. There we go. Yeah, we just do not paste. Okay. Review the code. So we got to type this out. TS. Do we have to click on it? We'll find out. Based on the standards derived What is this? Just click send. Let's see if it borks on this. It has context. Yes, we did it. We did it. Non-existent chat, we did it. We did it. All right. So there's some TypeScript standards violations. I love that it's using the term violations too. No, this slaps. Okay, I can make this bigger. Yeah, I want to be big. All right, let's see what it does. And this will give us ideas on how we score it. So, based on the code in example.spec.ts and the standards, and the standards and code standards.md, here's the comprehensive review. TypeScript standards violations. Okay, it's just listing out the violations. Using any type for user and password variables, this violates the describe your data standard. Using var instead of let for site, tsite, and target variables. Inconsistent naming conventions, mixing Pascal and Camel. Nice. See, I feel like Amazon Q is better at this. Playwright standards violations. Using XPath and CSS selectors. See, it catches this one where Copilot hasn't. But maybe we need to give it proper context of that file. There could be something we're doing. Could be a skill issue. Yo, what's up, Hamza? Thanks. It was really cool, honestly. And thanks for stopping by and hanging out. I'm really excited about the implications of this. And I'll have the repo ready if this is something you want to try out. But welcome. Yeah, okay. So now it shows that violated manual assertions are used instead of web first assertions. Very cool. It is giving me generic responses though. Maybe it'll give me a full code because Copilot gives me a full set of code. Let's see. So general test automation standards violations. I love that it is showing which part of my standards that's violating. General test automation standard violations, fixed waiting is used extensively. I just got a message. Okay. Extensively. Wow, it's put me on blast. But that's good. It caught the fixed waiting. And it's giving me advice. And this would be great. Again, imagine that you're a fledgling or completely new to test automation. This is such great direction. This is like a built-in mentor for you. Someone that's going to teach you like, hey, all you needed was this doc and a free generative AI IDE add-on. Like everything I'm using right now is free. Again, they're stealing my data probably. You should use Playwright's auto waiting features instead. Hard-coded values should be constants. So it's going to a new tangent. That's just interesting how it formatted that. Insert at cursor. So that's interesting because it's showing me the bad stuff. Like you did these bad things. Okay. Hard-coded values should be constants. So it's showing me those values. Test names don't fully describe what's being verified. This is really good. Amazon Q is really good at this. Amazon Q is disturbingly good at this compared to Copilot. Like I'm legit way more impressed with Amazon Q so far. Yeah, so it's definitely putting me on blast for the test names, which is good. Arrange act assert pattern isn't clearly followed in test. This one will be interesting. Now there's one that we added. Did it catch? It did catch our assertions, which is cool. But let's see what it does about arrange act assert. Here's an example. Arrange act assert pattern isn't clearly followed in the tests. Here's an example of how to improve one of the tests following the standards. So it has me write an interface for user credentials, which not a bad idea. It might be a bit much for this test. Oh, I love that test name. That test name's way better. This is great. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of great. Test should successfully add product to cart and display confirmation. Yeah, this is a way better test name. They have us arrange So they go to the demo URL, which they make a constant up above, which really probably should be something configured, because then your CI can inflict the environment. But this is fine. This is a good first step. Way better selectors. Yeah, this is really, really good Playwright code compared to the purposely bad code that I gave it. Assert const. Yep, so we're making a const. I mean, I'm ambivalent to this. Expected to be visible. We're awaiting the expect correctly, so that's good. Product added. Recommendations for improvement. Define interfaces for data structure. Use TypeScript intermeters for constant values. Implement page object pattern. Now it's just kind of going nuts. This might be a lot for somebody. Replace all manual waits with proper element state weighting. That is good advice. Can you show us how to do that? That would be a thing. Like, can you show a new person or someone reviewing a PR how to do this, so that they can go back informed to the person that they're reviewing this code for, this test automation code. Implement proper test isolation. Now that's kind of hard without guidance. Add meaningful test descriptions. It did give an example of this, which this is a very, very good name for a test compared to the bad names that I wrote. Structure tests. Yep. Sorry, this weather change is just really... Add error handling for dialogue interactions. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You want maybe some try catches. Would you like me to provide more specific examples of any of these improvements? Sure. First, we'll give it, yes, please. Yes, please do. I'll provide detailed examples of each recommendation of improvements. Define interfaces and types. Right, so this is not a bad idea either. There's this idea then that it's a lot harder. You create some standards when you create these interfaces and these types for your tests. This is something that's often missed by new people writing automated tests, and it's not a must-have, but it will make your life easier if you're working with a lot of the same objects. Then your tests and like your functions can consume these interfaces and these types. Or like for enum, there's only a certain number of products or product categories, and so you create healthy boundaries for your tests, and you give guidance to people as they go into write tests. So that's why these are good. And there's other reasons. I shouldn't generalize too much. Constants and configuration. Now this is great. They're actually showing us how to go into our config.ts. Now that's actually going to be playwright.config. A little bit of a scary part, right? Isn't that what that technically is? Yeah. Oh gosh, how do we get back to the wisdom? We should save our README really quick. We're trying to rewrite the README so that people can follow this. Interesting that it's showing us how to update. Where was that? Our config. Again, I think you could drop a different config file in CI and inflict some of this stuff. Constants and configuration. I think this is good best practice. I'm a little sketchy on this one. Again, it's probably more my lack of Playwright knowledge. I need to have erased for my Cypress. My Cypress brain needs to take a back seat. Page object pattern. This will be interesting too, because I don't think I was explicit about page object pattern. And I think Andy, like the Automation Pandas approach, is probably the best approach to this one. Private read only. Yeah, I mean, are they going to show how to construct the page object? I'm kind of ambivalent here, because they're not showing me how to write the page object. They're just showing me how to use one, and there's some interesting, maybe this is a Playwright thing that my brain, I don't know. I'll probably go back to Andy's video from the Test Guild about this and kind of check his usage, but this is at least a good path to get someone on for page object pattern. Proper weight strategies. Yeah, no, this is, wow, this is really good. This is actual code showing you how to do this thing. Wowzers. Man, oh man. This is great. Okay, improve test structure. So it shows the page objects that we're presuming the user is going to create them, right? Or the engineer. Before each, we're doing some of the repetitious things. Well, one of them, we're just kind of instantiating these page objects. We're going to the page that's configured. So that's good. That's what I was saying, like configuring your base in your configuration instead of in your test is just way better. And then again, you can have your CI inflict it or drop the file in. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Love that test name. That's great. That's a vast improvement. Man, Amazon Q is really good at this. It's so much better than Copilot. Yeah. Yeah, it's so much better than Copilot. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Hold on. Yeah. Just checking something here really quick. Oh, that was nice of him. He followed me on, That's cool. I had a post on X that resonated with people. That's good. I was being a bit sarcastic, but sarcastic in the tweet. Air handling. Yeah. You could definitely do some air handling. There's a Playwright tutorial I took that had some air handling, because then you're getting better. Because I know people are like in love with Playwright. I still feel like Cypress it's better. I think like it's easier to debug things in Playwright or Cypress still, in my opinion. So adding debugging is not a terrible idea. Yeah, I'm kind of I don't know. So it failed to add. Yeah, I mean, I think this is good. Because then you're getting more data, right? Yeah, you're getting more data, and you get because if the assertion fails, that's one thing. If an exception actually bubbles, you're at least going to tell the person reviewing the results what the actual error was. Test data management. Yes and no. I mean, there's other approaches to this, but this is a good start for somebody using in tests. And to be fair, I wrote a lot of terrible tests, so it's kind of hitting like most of the rules. Custom assertions. This is interesting. Where's this coming from? Interesting. So it's really just like an assertion function, an asynchronous assertion function that's suggesting. Using in tests. Okay. That is interesting. It doesn't violate our rules because it's just asserting, which I'm fine with. I don't like when people write functions that do stuff and do assertions and then do more stuff. It's because it gets really confusing when you're trying to debug. I feel like everything should have its own, whatever it says it's going to do, it should do that thing and just do that thing and do it well. API integration for test setup. This is where we're getting kind of into Magical Christmas land, where they're like, you have this API helper that you wrote. I mean, I like this and I don't like this. So I will say it did really good. That first swing, it was really, really good. Wow. Test reporting improvements. Okay, so this is showing that you could have like a Jira. It's kind of it's a little bit going off the rails now. These improvements will make the test more maintainable. easier to read and understand, more reliable, fewer flaky tests, easier to debug when failures occur, more aligned with testing best practices. Would you like me to elaborate on any of these patterns or provide additional examples? No, I think we're good. Yeah. Amazon Q continues to do better at this than Copilot. Just flat out better. So yeah, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish today, and I did another test run, and things look pretty dang good. I just need to commit this to source. Am I happy with these steps? I think these steps could lead someone on the correct path. I'm kind of leaving them. Let's just make sure. Yep, important. Type out this prompt. Do not paste. Do not copy paste, we'll say. Do not copy paste. We'll see if I like how this looks better. I wonder if the important should be obsessive compulsive. Oh, I guess I already said that kind of that way. Save all. No, I think this is good. I think this is good. This is ready to at least be pushed up. We can kind of remove the operating system. That's irreverent. Wow. Irrelevant. Irrelevant. It is irrelevant. It has relevance, not relative. Relevance -0. Don't autoplay. Don't autoplay. Don't do it. Oh, Jitter Ted is on. I'm sitting here talking to myself. If I could do raids, I would say, and I had anyone watching, but Adam's on too. So Adam Learns Live is live on Twitch and YouTube, I believe. I don't know if Jitter Ted restreams. Adam's great. Adam is great. Very kind soul. And he's developing a game called Skeleseller. And when it comes to Godot, he is quite the expert on Godot. But here, this is Adam Learns Live. Adam's great, very kind person. Let's just we'll drop this into L chat on our chat. But yeah, that's Adam. Like I said, if it was like the good old days when I actually had a channel, because I foolishly just abandoned channels and then start a new channel, and then I have to start from scratch, and it's my fault. I should just change the name on the old channels. But yeah, Adam is really, really cool. Very helpful, very kind in the streams, that kind of stuff too. But I think I'm done. I'm really happy with what I accomplished today. I'm really happy with the results. I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to push this up to a Git repository. If I can get my green screen fixed or get all my graphics, if I get all my graphics lined up where I like how everything looks, then I'll feel like I can stream and record. Oh gosh, that lunch. Stream and record. I need a way to score. I need a way to score the generative AI. So I'll have to look at the results and think about that. How do I want to score them? I think kind of like number of rules, and then we can like diff the code. The problem is what I was going to do is do a straight diff, like here's how it used to look, here's what it's suggesting, but it's not really doing that in the Copilot does it differently. So maybe we'll just do it based on how many rules that it catches and how well. We'll kind of like score how well, like maybe like school grades, like how well did it address that rule? It caught a rule, so it gets a point, and then it gets like a grade. Well, I don't know. That makes it more confusing. So maybe it's I don't know. I'm trying to think here what would be the best thing. Because it feels like it should get a point just catching a rule. And then maybe points based on how well it responds to that rule. Or should just get a point if it catches it. I don't know. I have to think about this. It could be as simple as how many did it catch, and how great was the guidance, you know, and then like kind of an overall grade. I'm kind of thinking of a way to, I don't know. I'll think of some way to do this. I'll ask ChatGPT. ChatGPT, how should I score this? I need some help. So, yeah, if you're watching this later, likely on YouTube, appreciate you. I hope that you have a great day. Treat yourself well. Treat your loved ones well. Don't get too stressed out. Life is too short to be stressed. Enjoy yourself. Take care of yourself. Drink water. Eat decent food. And yeah, appreciate you checking this out. If again, for some reason you're watching this later, I hope this is useful. And again, I'm really hoping to get some better graphics on the stream so that I feel less self-conscious about creating a legit video. I had problems with my green screen, my chroma key, so I gave up on green screen for a bit. There's a lot of weird, interesting challenges with my space in here when it comes to green screen because it's not worth explaining. But appreciate your time, and I will see you later.